All right, welcome to another edition of Empire State of Sports on, of course, the Shake and Bake Podcast Network. I'm your host, Danny. Nina and Karan is next to me. Guys, what's going on? We have plenty to talk about. Baseball starts. The Knicks are on a winning streak. Nina wants to promote something later on the show. It's a perfect time of year. New York is traditionally a baseball town, but we'll start off with the Knicks. A lot of people are still nervous because of the quality of the opponents that we are playing recently. I think it's more of them getting fat and getting the wins, and we are literally tied with the Celtics for the second seed. Points, we're technically not in second, but we are tied with the Celtics going into 9 more games remaining in the season, and we do play them another time during the year. So with that being said, what do you guys think about the Knicks on their 7-game winning streak? I know it's not pretty, but they are getting the wins, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Karan, let's start off with you. What do you think about the 7-game winning streak?
Oh, look, you can control what you can control, right? We won 7 in a row. The schedule is what it is. Now, that part of the JV part of the schedule is over because now we play some big boys. I think we play Oklahoma City at Oklahoma City. We play Boston, like you said. We have a game coming up with Toronto. So some playoff matchups coming up. But look, it wasn't pretty, but they won every game on that schedule. So you would have taken 5-2 or 6-1 or, but 7-0. Some of it was rough. I know, Nina, you went to the Nets game. That was rough. I mean, you can get into that in a few minutes. But the game the game yesterday against New Orleans was a solid win. New Orleans has been playing a lot better, and they're all healthy now. So I'll take that. And yeah, like you said, we're percentage points against Boston. Boston's playing tonight against OKC. I think last I checked, they were losing at halftime. So if the Thunder can hold on and win, the Knicks will be in sole possession of second place. So it's just stack up those wins, right? We have more wins in Boston than they cannot overtake us. Second place, it'd still be tough to catch Detroit. I don't know what the Cade Cunningham situation is, but I think we're 4 or 5 games behind them. Crazy things have happened. But look, I would love to get that second seed, get the home court, only worry about Detroit at the conference final if it gets that far. And but yeah, let's finish it out 9 games. Everybody stay healthy. You get healthy, stay healthy. Deuce comes back in a couple of days, I hope. And that's it. I mean, the starters have been playing really well, and thankfully they're not playing way too many minutes. So just keep everybody fresh and ready to go for the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Nina, what do you think? You were at one of the most frustrating games, even though they won. It's funny they didn't play sexy up to your standard for someone that gets very angry when they don't win, when they win still, but it's not ugly. But you being at the game, you're really amped up. You were
She
at
wasn't
it.
wrong.
She wasn't wrong. So, like, what's your thoughts on that? Because you're the tougher grader between me and Karan.
Listen, first of all, being at that game, like it was exactly like being at a home game. There was maybe 2 Nets fans in the crowd. One was sitting next to me and just silent the whole time. But I honestly thought that they were gonna go into overtime. They were really pissing me off. There was one point and I was 7 rows off the court, which unbelievable. Watching the
Sweet.
game last night at home, I was like, this is not normal. I need to be at like live every night. I can't do this at home. The first fight with Robinson happened right in front of me and I was ready to jump on the court like, sorry, don't touch my cowboy. But yeah, they played like crap. They won by 1 point. They definitely didn't give me the sexy I wanted, but we walked away with a win. So that was happy. I love the way Clarkson's playing. I think him taking a break, I think that benefited him a lot. He's doing the thing right now, OG, killing it. Even last night, like, I don't know, like you said, they're playing teams that are very winnable. So I'm excited to see what they do against like OKC and the Celtics and just take over, get that home court advantage, and play sexy. But
I
honestly,
mean,
that was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had going to a game. It was completely incredible. Just the atmosphere. Like I said, we were at Barclays and it was like being at MSG with fan wise.
Right.
no,
So
that's why those stacking up those wins. Sorry, I'll let
no,
you
go
finish.
ahead. Finish.
That's why stacking up these wins right now is so critical because
Yeah.
we have a tough road trip coming up, like Houston, Charlotte, OKC. We got to get a game or 2 on Boston just to get that cushion before we play them in a couple of weeks.
Right. So
No, I agree 100%. And I think, like I do say play sexy all the time. And again, like I want them to give me the wins against the competitive teams. Like in the beginning, I was saying, like, these are teams that are easy. Why are we celebrating so much? But we do. They do need to stack up those wins because all I care about right now is jumping ahead of the Celtics, to be quite
Right.
honest. Like,
Right.
that's main.
So the
So,
upcoming schedule is tomorrow against the Hornets, then they play the Thunder, and then they play the Rockets. So that's not an easy stretch. They got healthy. Now we got to build up on that. Three really quality teams. Obviously, the last two are going to be teams that are going to be pushing for the playoffs and being a top seed in the Western Conference. And the Hornets are going to be our scrappy team all season long. They're going to find a way to get into the playoffs. If they're not in the playoffs, they're going to be in the play-in tournament to get into the playoffs. And they're really scrappy. And who knows, we might potentially play them if the situational of the scheduling and what seed we're going to be. We could potentially play them in the playoffs in the first round. So
That's also one of the main reasons why I want to finish two, because the top two seeds play one of those play-in tournament teams, and they
mhm.
don't get a break.
right,
Right, that play-in tournament
exactly.
starts on like a Tuesday. The next day is Wednesday. Then they play the final game on Thursday. Then the next series starts like right away. So there's no gap between the 7 and 8 seed and the 1 and 2 seed. Versus if we finish third, we're playing the 6 seed who's already clinched a playoff spot. So there's that rest factor a little bit too, where you're hoping those playing teams kind of beat each other up just to get a spot, and then it may take something out if they got to play the Knicks in the first round. So
So,
that's also one way to look at it. But to Nina's point, I think Clarkson's had a resurgence ever since Brown put him back in the lineup, back in the rotation. I know he was out for a little while because of his defense, but it looks like he's really focused on playing better defense. I mean, the team itself is playing a lot better defensively.
yeah,
OG, Hart,
yeah.
Clarkson, Mitch is just being a beast. Go ahead.
Unbelievable. And, like, again, the way that they played last night, like, the Pelicans, like, defensively, like, they steal balls like it's nobody's business, right? Like, would we have something like 11 turnovers last night? Probably more than that, I don't even know.
That
But
wasn't that much. It was about 11 or 12, which is very good.
exactly,
Yeah.
and again, against the Pelicans who are, like, they come in and, like, watching the game last night, I was like, how they steal balls like that is mind-blowing, and it's every single one of their players. It's not just one of them, majority of their players, they come in out of nowhere, take the ball from you, and we still whip their you know what. So last night's game was that was sexy to me. There was definitely some sexy playing last night, you know?
So I just looked at the standings. Right now, the Hornets are the ninth seeds, so they're definitely going to be in the tournament of the play-in tournament right now. Because rest of the seeding below them is basically teams that are tanking. So if we do end up getting the second seed, and they're gonna have to play back-to-back nights because their seeding is the ninth seed. So they have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. So they would be the 8 seed. So we probably don't have to worry about them unless some magic happens and they pull up an upset against Detroit if the season
Yeah.
ended today. So we'll see about that. Huge weekend, and we'll see what happens by the time our next recording. And are we going to still be happy with the Knicks play?
Yeah. But that carries over from what we've said for the last few episodes here, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna get too high. Like, yeah, you
This
take the wins. Not gonna get
this
too low.
You're right,
Just end the get me to the finish line now. 9
right,
games left, couple of
correct.
weeks. Let's just get where's our seating, who we playing? Like, that's my main focus. Just get to the
Yeah.
playoffs. What's our seating? Who are we playing? And just make sure everyone's healthy.
Mhm.
And the best part of it is, for the first time since we've done the show since November, since I've been on it, is the first time that it's not the roller coaster up and down. 1 week we suck, next week, all right, this is the next week know and love. But we're starting to get stable, so that's a great thing to see.
27-9 at the Garden. So that's why it's critical that we get that home court.
Absolutely.
100%. They
Yeah.
they absolutely need home court advantage. Like, I don't, in my mind at least, I feel like that'd be a huge advantage for them. Like, they just play different at the Garden, and especially playoffs. Sorry, Yankees 3-0 right now.
Right.
Sorry. I'm
No,
getting
it's
alerts.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Opening day.
We're gonna get to the Yankees and Mets shortly, but yeah, you're
No, I know
absolutely right.
it just keeps alerting.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got
I have the
excited.
game on as well. So
But yeah, I'm happy with them. I am. It's crucial, do or die, man. I think we all want to see a championship win so bad. And again, I think that's why all season, I mean, for myself, I know I've been super hard on the Knicks. I'm super hard on Cat. Like, he's playing great right now, but like, this is where it's time. This is, like, rest up, do what you got to do. Like Captain Clutch, we can't just rely on Brunson every night. You all got to step up. And Mitchell Robinson, Mikal, like even last night he had what, four
He's still
three
not right.
pointers.
He's still
No,
not 100% right.
no, he's not, and I feel like almost like I know he hasn't missed a game at all since he's been in the NBA, right? And that's such a thing for him. Like, he needs to rest. He needs to, like, maybe put him in for a minute and then bench him. You know what? The next couple games, like, it worked for Clarkson. I don't know. Something's got to give with him. So,
He looks
because
like
we
he's
need
aiming
him.
his shot.
It
But we
definitely is.
need, yeah, but we need him. We need him in the playoffs. Like, we need them all. It's every player on that team is, they're beneficial.
I
I
do
don't
want to
know.
give a shout out to Kat for getting a fifth double double.
50.
So that's back to back years. The last Nick was David Lee doing it. That was the trivia
Mhm.
question last night. So
Yeah, I saw that.
I get why the hate for Cat, but I don't really see it justifying until the playoffs. And I think he showed us enough last year in the playoffs, especially in the Detroit series, for us to be giving him some grace. So that's just my honest opinion. So keep it up, Knicks. We're gonna move on to baseball. We're going to start off with the Yankees since they are playing while we're recording. They're up 5-0 at the moment. It seems like going into the season, the biggest talking point with the Yankees is they brought back everyone from last year's team. For the most part, it seems like the Yankee fan base is not loving it, but honestly, they're still one of the better teams in the AL and overall the whole Major League Baseball. So, Nino, what are you excited for going into this year's Yankee team other than Aaron Judge going for another MVP?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not. There's nothing I'm overly excited about because my problem with the Yankees is their pitching. It's every season. Like they never change. They don't fix pitching, and that's a major problem for that team. Is we don't have pitchers. Like I can't understand how you don't go out like Cole. He's injured. Like our best pitcher. Why do we have to always rely on him? You know what I'm saying? Like our backups are nothing special. I don't know. I don't really I think Aaron Boone still being there is I don't know. I'm not, I'm excited for the season. I always am because the Yankees somehow miraculously pull it off, but am I overly excited and do I no, they didn't make any changes. Aaron Judge is phenomenal. Stanton is incredible. Bellinger is the guy looks like he's high all the time, but they're phenomenal players. They are, they're not. Do I think that they're a World Series winning team? I don't know. You got to beat the Dodgers. That's point blank period. You got to be better than the Dodgers. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, my biggest problem with them is their pitching. So,
Yeah, and I think Garrett Cole is projected to be back around May, June.
right.
So is Rodon a little following after and Warren. But I think the Yankees do have enough pitching this year. They have such good pitching this year that their rookie of the year 2 seasons ago, Heel got sent down to AAA this year. So that's a good sign for the Yankees. They just have to get their
Yeah.
horses back. The biggest thing for me with the Yankees this year would be the bullpen. I'm a little scared about that, but I think obviously the Yankees lineup is the Yankees lineup, and they're going to be there at the end of the year being a top flight offense. It's really
Well,
can Schuttler come in and be that rookie that he did against the Red Sox in the playoffs, and a couple other guys that are in the back of the rotation that are question marks, but their potential is there for them to be like, all right, cool. All right. They're stepping in before the main guys come back from injuries.
yeah. And it's there's no denying it. Like the Yankees, they're powerhouse hitters. Like there's no denying that. Like you said, offensively and even like defense. Like come on, they are phenomenal. But again, are they good enough to slaughter the Dodgers? That's my main concern. I baseball hate the Dodgers. I'm so sick of them and I honestly don't care who it is this year. Preferably, obviously, I want the Yankees, but like somebody take them out. Please take them out. It's like I'm done. I'm so done with them. The only teams it can't be Phillies and it can't be the Red Sox. I mean Red Sox.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm
Other
with you.
than that, like I don't care. Mets, Yankees, get the Dodgers out. They're so I'm just over them,
Yeah.
over them.
Yeah. And the way the Dodgers have built their team, you got to give them credit as much as how much and how annoying it is of how They're
Yeah.
they're able to get literally everyone, and they're able to
Literally, they snatch every single player that, like, any other team is looking at the player, "Nope, sorry, Dodgers, we're gonna take them."
right. And with them,
You know?
it's just like they know how, even though it's not a salary cap league, they're able to defer money down the road like Otani and
Mhm.
other players like that. So they literally have an all-star almost at every single position, and their starting
Yeah.
rotation is basically, let's face it, they basically have an ace. Basically almost all five starters are have been an ace or was an ace at one point of their careers. So
No,
yeah, any other Yankee combo do you want to bring up that you
no,
being a
I
Yankee
mean,
fan
I
I
th-
mean, like, I
or
could talk
Karan?
about, Aaron Judge, like, with the whole USA game. I know that was, like, a while ago, but, like, you could be a Yankee hater, but to disregard Aaron Judge's talent or to say that that loss or anything like that was solely his fault and that to me is just ridiculous. Like Aaron Judge will go down as one of the greatest baseball players and it's undeniable. He is a phenomenal player. And I'll always stand up for him. You know, I love my Yankees, but again, you know me, I'm hard on my teams. Like I need to see I need that sexy, and they give me sexy all the time, but it's pitching. I'm always worried about the pitching though every season with them.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Karan, what do you think about the Yankees before we jump into the Mets?
I mean, they got a lot of people coming back throughout the course of the year. I think the rotation will hold up. They do have a pretty solid starting five with Cole and Rodon and Schlittler and Freed, and then I'm not really Adam Warren. I think is their fifth starter, if I'm not mistaken.
He's also,
I don't
yeah.
know. Could be. I know Heel is there, so they have a pretty deep rotation. The bullpen, yeah, you're right. I'm not really sure. I know they got rid of Devin Williams, who came over to our side, so they got their closer now. So they're going into it thinking like this was not the same team as opening day last year, right? Because they
Mhm.
acquired all those guys at the deadline,
Right.
and then
That
Schlittler
was
came up, and
basically
he
their free
was
agency.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was their free agencies, and they won 94 games. I think they were tied for the most wins in the American League with Toronto, and they just couldn't beat Toronto.
I
That's
know.
what their mindset is to run it. That's why people say they're running it back. They are, but they're not, right? Because again, it's
Yeah.
not the same team as opening day of last year. So I think they're going to be there when all is said and done. I don't think the division is all that scary. Toronto's good. I don't know if they repeat or go as far as they did last year. Who knows? Boston is still a young team. They're up and coming, and they'll be better.
Their pitching,
Baltimore,
Boston's pitching is the scariest out of the whole
yeah.
division.
They no, they are. Their pitching is and that's what I'm scared.
Baltimore, obviously they got Alonso now, so they'll be better. They got Gunnar Henderson who played very well in the WBC, so
Right.
they're a little they have a threat. But overall, I mean, the American League Central, the Yankees have always owned them. Everybody in the Central, there's nobody in the West. I mean, Seattle, I guess, could scare you a little bit. Houston's not the same team as they were. Texas, I don't know, and Anaheim is
Yeah, well,
just a
yeah,
running joke.
they're terrible. And like,
I think the
well,
Yankees are going to be there when all is said and done. They're going to be there for the division. They're going to win 93, 94 games, and then, you'll see what happens in the playoffs.
the
No,
hardest
100 I agree with that completely and that's great, but I need you gotta I want to take it all. Like I'm tired of just being there. Like you've
Well, I
gotten
mean,
so
who
close.
doesn't? We're Met fans. We want to take it all, obviously.
I get it. I don't know. It's funny because I was telling somebody the other day, they were like, my dad is a diehard Mets fan. My dad, my brother is like, I mean, I grew up going to Shea Stadium. That was like going to baseball games as a kid with him. Like we'd go in every single time I went to the game. He'd get the scorecard, keep score. Like I grew up a Mets fan, right? I have a picture of me we went to Cooperstown, I think I was like 11 years old, and I'm in a Mets catcher's uniform like that. I knew only Mets. And then when the Rockies came to the Major League Baseball, I became a Rockies fan. Why? Because I love the color purple. That was like my team. And then Derek Jeter, I swear to you, it was Derek Jeter who got me into sports, who got me into baseball. I'm like, it sounds so cliche because yes, everybody loved Derek Jeter, but he really truly got caught my eye and that's what started me in sports. So like I went from a Mets fan to a Rockies fan to now a diehard Yankees fan. Like once it was that I was just it was over. And plus the Yankees were just phenomenal back
yeah, the
then. So
dynasty Yankees. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But I started out as a Mets fan
you made the right decision.
by
So
choice. I mean not by choice, but yeah.
No, I think with the AL East, it's basically that's how the Yankees are going to be able to hone their craft of being the dominant team because
Right.
let's face it, they might not all be the best team in the world, but each team they all gear up to play the Yankees. Like the Rays, for example. For whatever reason, the Yankees for the last decade cannot play in Tampa Bay, or when Tampa
Hmm.
Bay comes up here, they just can't beat them for whatever reason. And then we all know the Red Sox Yankee history. And then, of course, can the Orioles bounce back? They had a very crappy year last year after 2 years ago being so young and awesome. But it's going to be interesting to see. I still think the Yankees take first place and win the division.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't think they won't win the division, but again, it's like, what are they going to do after that? You
Correct.
know, but it's a long, long, long
Yeah.
season, and
The roller coaster begins tonight.
the roller coaster begins right now.
So I'm gonna follow up with the Mets, the world's greatest roller coaster that is being a New York Mets fan. Karan, what do you think going into the season? The team's basically completely different.
Yeah.
We were very nervous and scared at the start of free agency, and then a couple of weeks before spring training, Stearns and Cohen woke up, got a lot of key players to contribute to hopefully being a better team and not having to worry about the last game of the year to make the playoffs. What's your excitement level of going into the season as a Met fan?
Well, there's always excitement going into opening day, right? But I think this morning I looked, they were ranked 10 in the power rankings, which is a respectable number. I mean, it could be either way, a flip flop. It's question marks on the rotation. I know they moved Sean Manaea to the bullpen. He's topping out at 88 miles an hour. So I really don't know how much of a factor he's going to play in the starting rotation. He's going to be more of a long relief setup kind of guy or a bulk innings guy if, something goes wrong. It comes down to our rotation, man. I mean, Senga's a 5 inning pitcher. Clay Holmes was a 5 inning pitcher last year because they were stretching him out. Can they
Right.
can they get a little bit more out of him? Can Senga stay healthy? They got obviously McLean, who's a kid. I'm sure they're gonna monitor him with kid gloves. Every pitch he just came off the World Baseball Classic. He threw a few innings, topping out at 96, 97. So that I don't know how comfortable you are him doing that in March. And then, we'll see what Peralta is. Obviously, he's getting the nod tomorrow. I'm excited about opening day, Peralta and Skeens. And in terms of the offense, yeah, I like some of the moves. I don't know necessarily how they're going to all fit because some of these guys don't play the position that they're here to
Yeah,
play.
half the infield isn't playing their normal position, and that's
So
scary.
they spent all offseason talking about defense and run
Right,
prevention and
right,
all that. And then you putting guys at positions that never played, like the third baseman has never been a third baseman. Our first baseman has never been a first baseman. So you have a brand new young rookie kid who's never played in the big leagues now in right field in Benj. So I'm excited to see him. Congratulations to him.
right.
But I hope he's the real deal, right? He got the opening day, made the team. And then obviously, you got our core guys, Soto, Lindor. I guess Alvarez now is a core guy.
Yeah, we're banking on him actually finally break out and be the star we were all hoping when he got called up a couple years ago. So yeah, I'm excited. Like you mentioned, the joke with the run prevention and the solid defense, and then two fourths of our infield are guys that never played a position ever.
Yeah.
So
And
that
let's be honest, that too. Sorry. And the last thing, Soto is an awful outfielder. And now
yeah.
he's playing left field, which is not, he didn't play left field at all last year. So
Right.
I don't,
I think he was okay with the move, and I think because of the WBC, that's where he was playing in the WBC. So I'm guessing that's going to be healthy for him. Let's face it, he's going to be our DH in a couple of years. So that is what it is.
I
And
mean, we only have him for 14 more years. So let's hope
right,
not too.
so not too soon, but I think left field will be okay. I think he'll be all
I
right.
just hope to end that on the Mets. I just hope that we get to see last year. I think we spoke about it a little while. Like we did not see that Juan Soto that we saw in the
Right,
WBC or with the Yankees from 2 years ago.
correct.
Like I didn't see the Soto shuffle. We didn't see that smile, that enthusiasm, that fire all of last year. Now, whether that's because the team itself just wasn't that great, but because he had his numbers, right? He
No,
still
the
had his
numbers
40
were there.
homers.
The numbers were
To me,
there.
they were very hollow. And I hate to say it,
Yeah,
just the
I
numbers
agree.
itself were very hollow. They just were not those killer MVP. I know he was in the running for MVP and he had 40 stolen bases and 40 home runs and he hit, his on base was over 400. But they were just numbers to me
Yeah.
last year.
No,
Like
you're
2 years
you're
ago with the
you're right.
Yankees, they carried them to the World Series with Judge. At this past year with the WBC, you saw that passion and fire. I want to see that and maybe now with the guys that have left, it
Yeah,
opens them up to do that.
I was gonna follow up on that, and I agree. And I think by the time he got warmed up to being comfortable with the Mets is when they started to falter. And then obviously you're not gonna be that way like you were with the Yankees and Team Dominican Republic. So hopefully this year is a completely year. He knows what to expect being a Met. It's gonna, let's face it, obviously him being the new guy and making so much money, that will always be there, but he's been on the team for already for a year. So he is so great that I think he's going to be able to relax, and it is his team, even though Lindor has been on the team a lot longer. I think the other core guys from last year have been around for so long and key fan favorites that I'm sure he was taking a step back of like, all right, let these guys, they've been here forever. Let me get used to being a Met. And then that obviously faltered. But I agree with you with the stats being hollow. Hopefully we get more out of the stat wise for him being the guy that we paid all that money for. And let's face it, he's a top 3, top 4 player in the league. So
Right.
let's hope that
Listen, the stats were hollow, but they were
right,
still good. Like, we've
right.
had a
They're
history
still
of signing
phenomenal.
free agents that
Right.
never pan out on that first year. Even Lindor had an awful first year with us.
Correct.
Beltran had a bad first year with us. Jason
Yep.
Bay, I mean, the list goes
Well,
on.
yeah.
But, he at least came here and lived up to the contract, but it just didn't seem like he was having fun. So,
Right. And I think this year, and our division is tough like always. It's the Phillies that are basically the mirror of our team. It's always us and them, and then the Braves always find a way. But they have
yeah,
been banged up so many times this year.
Philly
For
too.
the
I mean,
Their pitching's a
yeah,
lot better than ours. That's the one thing I'm scared
it is,
about
but
right now.
their offense is very old. Like,
Yeah,
their offense is getting there in age.
correct.
Harper, he's another year older. Schwarber coming up, he got a massive contract. Is he going to live up to it? I mean, he's still a 220 hitter. I don't know, who knows what Trey Turner is. I mean, the Phillies have their issues too. And is Wheeler going to be good after that major surgery that he
Right.
had?
And he still needs to come back. So that's the
The
thing.
Braves lost their shortstop for the year
They're
already.
pitching. They're
So
pitching. They're already lost 2
are
or 3 guys. The pitching,
right.
and then
So the division's there.
the Marlins and the Nats are always.
Yeah.
They're all hoping that they're gonna be better, but they're never better. So I see us. We're definitely hopefully gonna get a wild card spot, but I would love to see us winning the division over
Yeah.
the Phillies. And it's
Absolutely.
obviously reasonable to get those expectations with everything we have on our offense. So yeah,
Love to see you guys win over the Phillies. It's just because it's the Phillies.
yeah,
I mean, and again, I'm not a Mets hater, like, just because I prefer the Yankees. I'm not going to sit here and not root for the Mets. I'm not one of those Yankee fans. Like, we're New York teams. Like, it's different. I'll never root for the Jets. I'll never root for the Nets, but like, baseball is different. I am not one of those Yankee fans who wishes demise on the Mets. Like, that's not at all. I would love to see the Mets win.
right,
Obviously, I want to see the Yankees win more, but, I'm not going to be like, no, like I said, I grew up going to Mets baseball games. Like, it was we were there all the time. Like, that's what my dad took. I just grew up and learned what team I liked more, made my own decisions. But I hope you guys have a great season, and I think you will. And I honestly do. I hope Soto comes out and gives
I
you
hope
the
Soto
Soto that
competes
he
for the
gave
MVP with
us.
Otani.
and he
I
sh-
hope
and
he. I
he
hope him and
he
Otani
should.
go back and forth.
And I like to bring this up. New York, I know we're a basketball and football show mostly, but New York is built around baseball. We are a
No,
baseball town.
100%.
And for the Mets and Yankees to being the teams that we're hoping and expecting them to both be, it's going to be a fun summer, up and down, left and right, with both teams being as good as they should be. We should both have a happy season and going into this year. And this should propel our podcast even further because they'll see our passion talking Mets and Yankees on a regular basis as well. And
I think that we should, come Subway Series, we either go to one game together or figure out how to watch it somewhere together. I
sounds
think
like
that
fun.
that would be fun and
It's
figure
possible.
that out,
And we are
like,
locals, so that's the good thing
yeah, that's
about
what
it.
I'm saying. And I would love to do that. A little Mets Yankee rivalry in
Well,
person. It can't hurt anybody.
On a
So
closing note, let's
yeah,
hope we don't have to worry about the Mets or Yankees till the middle of June, if you get my drift.
Yes,
yes.
I agree. I
Completely,
agree.
I
100%.
completely agree. So before we wrap up, Nina on her other show, they're doing a wonderful job. She Knows Ball. Is that the name of the show?
She's got
She
game.
got
She
game.
knows
I'm
ball.
sorry. It's been a
I
long
actually
day.
like She Knows Ball though. That's right up my
Spike
All right.
Lee, Denzel Washington, Ray
Yeah.
Allen.
yeah.
Regardless, you guys have been doing good shows the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You had a fun guest on this week, so I want you to promote
Did.
because you suggested that we should promote what you guys had on
Yeah.
this upcoming last Monday, I should say.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about we had a incredible guest. She goes by Football Mom 2027 on Instagram. Her son is Jackson. He's a DT. He is a junior in high school. They are now coming up to the recruiting period of his football, whatever you call it, extravaganza and life. Things are hard. She's a single mother. She does this all on his own. He absolutely loves football. She's not doing this for any other reason but for the love that her son has. And she's doing a fundraiser. So I will post it all over my Instagram. You can either be a sponsor, you'll get great exposure. It'll be I think she said it's up for like 3 weeks. Over 300,000 people will see. So whether you want to be a sponsor or just send a donation their way, she is truly phenomenal. Her story is incredible. His story is incredible. And you can hear all about it on She's Got Game. But again, like I said, I'll post all the information if you just want to donate. Any little bit will help them take Jackson to the next level. Like it's expensive. She was explaining it to us and it is no joke. Like it's rough. I mean, the cost just to go visit colleges alone it's really unfair, to be honest. Any little bit of help, but she truly is a remarkable woman, and Jackson is absolutely incredible. I mean, this kid is going places.
Okay.
So
So be
check
sure,
us out on She's Got Game. Yeah.
definitely be sure to check that out. Be sure to help them out if you're able to. As always, before we wrap up, do you guys have any final words before we wrap up?
Go Yankees, go Knicks, go Mets, go New York. Someone bring it home. Let's
Yeah,
go.
somebody end the drought. Somebody end
Please
the
end the
championship
drought.
Yeah.
drought.
That isn't,
Yeah.
no offense to Liberty or New York
Preferably
Press.
not the Yankees for me, but
But
somebody
listen,
end the drought.
My job is right on the parade route, so I need a parade.
as
Somebody end the drought.
much as a Yankee fan I am, if I had to choose only for my father's sake, he's going to be 70 in November. I would love for that man to see a World Series
It's not fair. He got to
win
see
for the
two.
Mets.
He got to see two. That's not fair.
Well, yeah, I'm saying another one.
I know.
you know.
I'm joking. I was born the year after. I was born
And
in '87. So
That's the only time you'll ever hear me say that. That's the one and only time. Now
Clip
I'm
it.
back on the Yankee train.
clip it. As always, Karan, do you have anything to wrap up?
No, I mean, I think we covered a lot. Like, ready for the stretch on NBA playoffs. Couple of weeks. Can't wait. Just get to the finish line healthy,
Yeah.
Knicks, and hopefully get that 2 seed locked up and just keep riding this high. I mean, the Mets are the Mets. There's 6 months before we get into the Mets. So
Right.
just right now, it's all Knicks for me. And
Yeah.
before you know it, it'll be kickoff. So we'll see.
For sure. As always,
Yeah.
thank you, Christina. Thanks, Karan, for coming on. As always, I'm Danny. Please check us out, like and subscribe. We are the Empire State of Sports on the Shake Sports Network. Until next week, enjoy your week, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.